Very good day to all of you. Today I am going to present the topic of types of operating system. In the previous lecture, we discussed about what is operating system. So, let me first introduce myself. I am Dr. Rashmi Gupta, guest lecturer, Computer Science Department, Pandit Sundar Lal Sarma, Open University, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. In the first lecture, we discussed what is operating system. As we know, an operating system is the backbone of the computer system. It manages hardware, software, and user interactions. In this presentation, we will understand how the operating systems are classified, different types of operating systems, their features, advantages, and limitations. Also, we will discuss the real world examples, evolutions and selection criteria for selecting an operating system. So, in the last we will understand the different classification and architectures that power the modern computing system. Let us begin with the first slide. Different types of operating systems serve different needs. Some handle one task at a time while other manages multiple users or real-time process. It depends on need. We classify the operating system based on the needs. In the first type we will discuss single user. Second is the multi users. Third is multi-programming, multitasking, multiprocessing, batch processing, interactive operating system. These are all the various types. So we will discuss one by one in detail in each slide. Now, how the operating systems are classified. Operating systems are classified based on task processing, that means how they handle and execute the different types of the task. User support, that means single user or multi users. Resource management, that means how they allocate the hardware resources. Response time, immediate response or delayed execution. Different computing environment require the different types of operating system. For example, if we are talking about the banking system, it needs fast and secure operating system. Scientific system needs high performance operating system. Smartphones, mobiles needs the lightweight and power efficient operating system. Now let us study each type of operating system one by one. First is the batch operating system. What is batch operating system? A batch operating system collects the job in a groups called batches. There is actually no interaction between the user and the computer during execution. That means no interaction between the user and the computer. Users directly submit the job and system process them sequentially one by one. This system was widely used in early computing systems developed by IBM. Example of this type of operating systems are payroll systems, banking system generations, large data processing. So batch, if we are now we discuss the various characteristics and limitations of batch operating system. About the characteristics, we say that no interaction during the executions between the users and the CPU. Sequential job processing one by one, efficient or repeat. It is efficient for repetitive tasks. It reduces the CPU idle time. Now, what are the limitations of batch operating systems? It difficult for debugging, no real-time response, and CPU wait for a long time or long waiting time for the execution of different jobs. Although outdated for personal use, batch system or this type of operating systems are still in use in background data processing today. Now, next is the time sharing operating system. In time sharing operating systems, Operating systems allows the multi-users to access the systems at the same time. The CPU time is actually divided into the different time slices or small time slices called time quantum. Each users get a small portions of a CPU time. Example, Unix was one of the first time sharing operating systems. And if we are talking about the features of time sharing operating system, it is interactive system, that means direct user interact with the immediate feedback, quick response time, that means rapid switching between the users and processors, and third is the multitasking support, multiple programs running concurrently at the same time. So a time sharing operating system, that means it is a fair CPU allocation, and this system improves the user's experiences significantly. Now, third type of operating system, that is multi-programming operating system. Multi-programming means keeping the multiple programs in a memory simultaneously. When one programs wait for an input output, the CPU switches to the other program. This increases the CPU efficiency. Example of this type of operating systems are Microsoft Windows, Linux. And if we discuss about the advantage, that means the multiple programs are kept simultaneously. So it reduces the CPU idle time significantly. It improves the performance as well and better resource utilization. Now, multitasking and multiprocessing. First, let me discuss what is multitasking. Single users run multiple tasks and CPU switches the rapidly between the different tasks. Example, listening to music while browsing any pages used in Windows, and this type of happens in Windows and Mac operating system. Multiprocessors. Multiprocessors uses the multiple CPU. In multitasking, we just uses the single CPU, but there are different jobs are there which are executed simultaneously. But in multiprocessing, there are multiple CPU and tasks executed simultaneously. It is faster and reliable, and this type of system used in Linux server and Windows server. Now, what is real-time operating system? This is most important operating system for today's, because this type of system use the time, and time is the important or critical part in this type of operating system. In real-time operating system, response time must be guaranteed. It is used in air traffic control system, robotics, medical devices, industrial automation. There are two types of real-time systems. First is the hard real-time, that are having the strict deadlines that must meet, and missing a deadline causes failure. But in soft real-time, deadlines are flexible. That means some delays are acceptable. Occasionally delay is allowed. Real-time operating system ensures the predictability, because it is actually designed for the real-time application where the process must be executed immediately without any delay, and used in a situation where time is absolutely critical. Now, next operating system, that is distributed operating system. It manages the multiple computers that appear as a single unified system. That means we are working on a different system, but it seems like just we are working on a single system. Resources are shared seamlessly among the different systems or among all connected systems. Users do not know that the multiple machines are working behind the scene. So what are their benefits? That means resource sharing, transparent resource sharing, high performance through distributions, improve the reliability and scalability, load balancing across the system. it is scalable, it is fault tolerance. These are all the benefits which are provided by the distributed operating system. Example, if we are talking amoeba distributed system, so distributed systems are also used in cloud computing today's. Now, what is networking operating system? Network operating system. Network operating systems provides and works over a network. Its features are centralized data management, security control, user authentication, and common examples are Windows Server, Novel Netware. It is used in enterprise environment. That means it provides the services over a network infrastructures and manages the security as well. Now, what is mobile operating system? Mobile operating system is actually designed for various smartphones and tablets because it optimized for actually it is used and optimized for touch interfaces and efficient battery usage. Key features are touch interface, power efficiency, app ecosystem, connectivity support. These are all the advantage of mobile operating system. Leading examples are Android by Google, iOS by Apple. This dominates the actually mobile market. In touch optimization, gesture based navigations and interface are there. In power efficient, battery optimization and power management are there. In app ecosystem, extensive application and marketplaces are there. If we are talking about the connectivity, cellular, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth integrations. Now, here we compare the different types of operating system. We just see there different types of operating systems are there. Now just compare one by one what are their main features or just overview all types of operating system. In batch operating system we see that no user interaction. Example, early IBM system. In time sharing, multiple users simultaneously. Examples are Unix, Linux. Multi-programming, multiple programs are kept in memory. Examples, modern Windows and Linux are based on multi-programming. Multiprocessing, multiple CPU working together here, or we can say that it is a parallel processing. Linux server are good examples. Real time, immediate response required. Embedded real time operating systems are the good example. Distributed operating system, it seems multiple system as a one system. Example, amoeba. Network, it is a network services management or this type of operating system used for network. Example, Windows Server. In the last, mobile, that is the most important for today's smartphones optimization. Example, Android, Apple. These are all the example of mobile operating systems. So this comparisons helps in understanding the differences clearly. Okay. Now, what are the advantages of operating system? First, efficient resource management. It optimizes the CPU, memory and storage allocation. Multitasking capability, that means run the multiple application software simultaneously. Data security, it protect the against the unauthorized access. Okay, hardware management, it's seamless device driver integration. And last, better user interface, that means intuitive the interface and smooth operations. These are all the various advantages of operating system. These are all used for better user experience, and without operating systems computers cannot function properly. Now, evolution of operating system. Batch operating system comes in 1950. In 1960, time sharing operating systems are there. In 1970, the concept of multi-programming comes, and in present, that is the modern operating systems, that is the multi-programming, multi-processing. These All SAR comes for in the modern operating systems. So operating system technology has evolved dramatically and drastically changed in between in 1950s and in today's generations. Now, how the we choose the right operating system? Selection depends upon the application requirements, performance needs, performance that means speed, reliability and response time, application requirement that means which type of the task we have to perform, user count that means use six single users, multi users, or for it depends on the hardware resources, how much CPUs are available, how much memories are there, how much storage are there. These all are actually it depends upon for selecting the best operating system. We just consider any one of them. For example, gaming requires the multitasking operating system, banking requires the real time operating system, enterprise require the network operating system. So choosing the correctly improves the efficiency and also it reduces the cost. Now move for the last slide, that is conclusion. To conclude, I just say that different operating systems are designed for different purposes. Modern operating system integrates the multiple capabilities into a unified platforms. Understanding the operating systems helps us choosing the right systems. It also optimizes the performance. It improves the system efficiency also. If we are talking about the modern trends, modern operating systems now include the cloud integration, artificial intelligence support, virtual machines, enhanced cyber security also. They are more powerful and flexible over before or as compared to other or before operating systems. Thank you so much. We meet soon in other lecture.